to putting together a video. There's a lot to do. And it doesn't stop with just finishing the edit. You've got the promotion and the graphic design and all of that stuff. Very difficult, a lot of work on one person. So if you can use an algorithmic tool to help you organize that, organize your research, organize your outline, that's very helpful. But allowing it to completely take over, one,
Yeah.
it's going to make you soft brained. You're not going to know how to think for yourself anymore or say words. Words are hard. But also, your
Camera,
content
what's going on?
becomes soulless and bland because a lot of the creativity, a lot of the great content comes from an emotional reaction, from your emotions. AI software doesn't have that. They can't
Right.
they can't emote, they can't be empathic, and I think that's a really big indicator for when people have just allowed that to take over.
Yeah, yeah.
Speedy.
So seems like most of you are kind of against this, Speedy. Appreciate you jumping in, and we're kind of closing on this AI conversation.
Oh, okay. I
Uh,
got in just in time.
yeah, yeah, and basically, we'll kind of get your brief take. Just basically, the argument here is AI. Is it cool just to be a tool, or a lot of people though are really wanting to allow AI to take over? Like it's really Skynet. Like, what's your
Hmm.
brief thoughts on that, Speedy?
I'm somewhere in the middle. AI is a cool tool to create some putty for you to play with. Um, but when we start letting it just completely just do everything for us, it's especially in the art field, whether that be movies, graphics, you know, I think that's where we have to draw the line. I mean,
Yeah.
art is a human expression, so you know, and that goes for movies too, and
Mhm.
and music and all that stuff. So,
Right.
using as a tool, that you're going to mold into what you want it to be. I'm all for that, but when we just let it just do random stuff and we're just gonna post it up like, yeah, here it is. Yeah, I made
Right.
this. Now, that's not that's not cool.
Gotta be the way to regulate that for sure. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely this interview with Zack Snyder here. I can't even suggest anyone to even watch this, but it's
And
on.
I'm talking about AI with my Meta Ray-Ban glasses on. So
So you just
yeah.
totally.
Now,
Oh,
now Meta's gonna lower down my engagement, my bandwidth, and everything.
but
I'm
this
sure.
full interview is with Wired. Again, I don't even have the link. I just you can go find them if you want. But I'm not interested in this interview anymore. But, but for fair use purposes, just I gotta let you know where we got this from. So yeah, that is that. Let's go ahead and transition. We're gonna get away from this. And since we have the crew on the panel here, we're gonna get your thoughts on some of the latest
Oh, I
CBM and
can't
geek
cry
entertainment.
anymore. I can't
Superman
cry
and Lois.
anymore. Oh,
And all I can say, because I want to get everyone's thoughts on this, we thought they were doing a version of Death of Superman. No, they really gave you the Death of Superman, and I'm like,
tier.
wow. Let's get Carl. Let's get your thoughts on this first, man. Just overall, just this was a gut punch of an ending, but a satisfying, I think. Or were you satisfied? With
I would say. I mean, it was like bittersweet because obviously, it was a great ending, but like especially with all the news that came out, I think you dropped something too. Knowing what they were leading up to, like. There was still some story that could have been told, but the way that they wrapped this up, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better ending. I mean, so I grew up watching, Lois and Clark, all the old Superman shows, and one thing that they stayed very true to with this show is the truth of Superman, which is that Superman and Lois is a love story.
Mhm.
It's not a soap opera like how Lois and
Right.
Clark was, but it's definitely a love story with some crazy action all around it. And every season, even with the budget going lower, like honestly, from now on, there should be no TV shows with any excuse about, oh, we don't have enough budget, we don't have this, because what they were able to accomplish in this show, like just amazing. Doomsday, probably the best Doomsday, you know,
I said
I've
that
seen.
myself.
You know,
Yeah,
I love BVS. You know, shout out to BVS. But like this was like this looked like he came out of a comic book, and it was Doomsday. It was nice to see.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It was the Doomsday part because again, obviously, we know in BVS it was kind of like the birth of Doomsday and what they did. I liked what series gets this grace where they can allow to build up to that final form, and they like, oh boy, did they build up to that final form? But then this was Bizarro too, right? So that was probably the most effective character arc. And I'm not even like joking. Like I don't think I'm being hyperbolic saying this. I was blown away how they tied together the Bizarro story.
Yep.
And if you're reading the current comics, I said this on my DC channel. The current run, there's a final evolution of Doomsday, and they just did a version of that in Superman and Lois where he actually gets smart eventually.
Yeah.
Like because you keep killing him, he's savage, more savage, and then he becomes like this higher form of thought and consciousness.
This is what I just picked up today. I had
to, in that run,
so
he's in that the Joshua Williamson. Yeah, you saw that one, Danny, and the last couple issues he was in there.
Yeah,
but in the show, I was blown away. They actually gave us a version where because Superman took him up to the sun. And he's like, "Hey, like we don't gotta fight no more, man. Like,
I'm
done. I'm done."
Yeah, he's like, "We don't gotta keep fighting, man." Like and so I really like that. Yeah, what stood out to you, Danny? Because go ahead, Carlos. Finish your point.
I was just gonna say because I was gonna touch on what TJ said about the sci-fi Doomsday. He was great, but we barely got to see him. That was the thing. Like it's like how still saying we got a whole arc here, and then we got a beginning, middle, and end. It was nice to see, man.
Definitely my favorite Doomsday. As soon as he came on screen, because I just caught up with it last night.
Ooh.
I looked at my boyfriend who could give two shits about this stuff, but I look at him and I said, that is Doomsday. That is the best looking Doomsday I have ever seen in live action. That looks ripped right out of the comics. But can we talk about the storytelling?
Yes.
The storytelling was engrossing. Oof. It was empathic. It was just literally everything. It was Superman. Tyler Hoechlin is top tier Superman. Yeah. He is such a good Superman. Bitsy Tulloch, that ending,
great Lois.
I could not. I'm gonna cry now. Like it was so heart-wrenching. That door opens and she's standing there in that red sequin dress. Harold
which is a callback, right?
Yes,
that dress.
I was about to say that. Yes, it was.
They were cooking, man.
She was waiting for her man, and she made sure she looked good. It was just, I got goosebumps just thinking about it.
Storytelling. Go ahead, Dan.
It was beautiful. The whole family came together. The boys got to be super boys. Superman got to have grandbabies, like a lot of grandbabies.
A tribe of.
It was just absolutely beautiful to see Superman, to see a superhero get a happy ending. And that is so unbelievably rare. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So unbelievably rare to see a superhero get a happy ending, because the trade-off is they're all out protecting all of us. They sacrifice that normalcy, that love. They sacrifice that themselves. So to see Superman and Lois get that life together, I really thought that maybe they were going to rip out Bizarro Doomsday's heart, and give it to Clark. Soups again. I mean, obviously it doesn't make sense now. The yellow sun downs him. But I like this so much. And so, like Carlo, who was saying that somebody said that they kind of fell off with it after a few episodes. I did too.
In the chat.
Yeah, I did too. But then I went back in and listen, I am not a fan of CW shows. I think they're
Mm.
just not great quality. They're pretty corny. But Superman and Lois really brought it. I mean,
Oh.
it aside from Smallville really wasn't a CW show. That was WB. I'm a nitpicker about that one.
You are
But
you are a nitpicker.
Hey,
Superman
I say
and Lois-
Smallville started it and Superman and Lois ended it.
Well,
That's
technically, in a
I-
sense, in a sense.
Yeah, I
In a
think this
sense.
was the best. I don't know how you can top this doing another Superman and Lois show. Like I really seriously, I don't think they should ever attempt to
No.
do
No,
that
no,
formula
don't do
again.
another one, dude.
Yeah.
That scene where he punches the Prometheus suit off of Lex
Oh.
Luthor.
Oh yeah, that
But-
was awesome.
Like they were like, listen, we don't have much of a budget this season. We had to let a lot of people go, so let's squirrel away half of it
Yeah.
for this one scene for the last
It was an
episode.
effective shot though.
One thing I will say, Danny, to that is that
Mhm.
every season has one of those shots. When he's fighting in season 3, I forgot the one that splits into two, the lady's name. He has where he goes to the sun and he has that iconic punch, and it's just the sun all around him. And then I think the other one was him fighting his brother.
Oh, yeah. Just
Which
forget about him.
yeah, so his brother, before they ended
Sure.
this, his brother was going to be the one that they were going to use his heart to save Clark.
Makes sense.
But yeah, that
Yeah,
how it
I'm
ended
fine. I'm fine with the ending. Speedy, did you catch the finale? Have you been
I
following
didn't,
the
but
show
you know,
and
the
your
second
thoughts?
best thing that I saw was your recap of it.
Oh,
So,
for sure, yeah.
Did he
Put
cry?
a lot of time in there, man. I tell you, you know what? I ain't gonna say I was choked up
because
but
I can see,
yeah.
yeah.
Go
I
ahead,
can see this. Am I breaking up? It's because I'm driving through the multiverse. So
a
sorry.
little bit. Yeah, you're in the
Um,
multiverse.
I think that I could see this going into if they wanted to continue, of course they won't, but I could see this going into a Legion show, continuing
Ooh.
with that, the legacy of Superman,
All them
and,
kids.
and all the kids, that's literally the
Someone
beginning
gotta-
of Legion,
They gotta have powers, right?
his
One of them or a
ancestors, yeah.
couple of them.
yeah,
Yeah, how
his
long?
future
How
ancestors.
long are his sons going to live? Because they're Kryptonian.
yeah.
They
Well,
have Kryptonian
my understanding
DNA.
though, is that human side that eventually, allowed Kal-El to die. So I think same thing with them. Maybe they'll live a little longer, but that human side, I think, is the key they was trying to put out. But
Right.
those are the most effective, just Death of Superman. It was the finality of it. I was like, wow. I think in my review that you saw, Speedy, that was the only moment I was like, dang, they really just killed Kal-El.
Yeah.
Extremely poetic, though. They did it
But
kind
it
of
seemed like it was really well done.
Yeah.
I kind of
was
want to
kind
catch
of
up to it one day.
it was kind of like in the end of Lost,
Mm.
in a way, like the people you meet in heaven, and it
Yeah.
gives you such a hopeful feeling for
Oh.
yourself. It makes you think
Mhm.
about who do you think who will I see in heaven? Who will be there
Mhm.
waiting for me? What were the happiest moments of my life that would
Mhm.
create my heaven? And for him to see Lex there, and Lex there were no words,
Broke me,
and Lex kind of breaks down, slightly shaking, and Soup's just kind of
Yeah, they cooked that last 15 minutes.
yeah.
That's 4 seasons worth of everything they put as far as storytelling.
pure
And I'm
love.
just like, man, this makes it. They
It was-
even fit in crypto. They put crypto
Yes.
in there.
It was cool. It was cool that the series started with Kal-El narrating his life, and then it
Mhm.
ended with him narrating the end of his life.
Mhm.
Like it was
Yeah.
honestly
In the
Very
same part.
effective, like
Yeah.
you were saying, Danny. Whatever people believe in out there, it's. I just like the point where this is his version of whatever that is,
Mhm.
afterlife or
Mhm.
whatever, and it's like that's the interpretation that they gave, and I was like, as a storytelling thing, I was like, that was perfect. That was a really perfect ending.
Just see his boy. Oh my god! It just. I'm telling you, you guys think I'm being hyperbolic on Twitter, but when I say I've been ugly crying since I watched it, like I'm not kidding. It was all
it
down
wrecked
my
a lot of
neck.
people.
It
Yeah,
was
it wrecked.
to walk in and you see your boys there. The boys
Yeah,
just give him
that
such
was
a
wonderful.
oh
That was
The
yeah.
wonderful.
grandkids.
And that leaves
Yeah.
a question though. Like, I mean, they both had like 10 kids or 12 kids
I
apiece.
know.
I said
Can you even
that's
fit
that
the whole family there now?
that's that hope, right? Because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
Kal-El's ending here, but it's like, man, it's his legacy. You got all these kids for, I guess, kind of tongue in cheek, Superman legacy, but it's like it's going to carry on. You know what I mean? It's going to carry on. So I was like, that's just perfect how they did that. That's perfect.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful. He said,
Yep.
I came with this. I came into this world alone, and I'm leaving it with so much. You know, it was so nice.
We
Yeah.
have to stop.
Just,
I
yeah.
can't stop.
Just, I know we're wrecking Danny right now. Let's transition to something that I don't know if she's gonna cry about this, but too.
Oh,
But
man.
Oh, this was good. This was
so Skeleton Crew, I didn't get a chance to watch. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm gonna watch this tonight, amongst other things I got to catch up on. But it seems to be some good reviews and word of mouth for the Skeleton Crew, the Star Wars show that I was like, you know, y'all killing me with the Acolyte. Like I'm kind of done. Like I may cancel Disney Plus, but it was something about this trailer and just the youthfulness of it and the little Goonies nature they're saying. And
It's
I guess
so
it's
good.
catching on. Danny,
It
I saw
is-
some of your comments online about it. What was your thoughts with it?
so good. So this show is made for not only those of us who were kids in the 80s and discovered Star Wars that way, and you know, we were big fans of E.T., the
Sorry,
Goonies,
Sammy.
all of that stuff. It was not only for that, but it was also for our kids who grew up with the stuff we liked. It
Yeah.
feels like one of our movies from when we were kids. The whole feel of it, the vibe, everything. Dave and I were like, you know what? If this came out in the 80s when we were kids, we would have absolutely loved this and really been like, yes, this is part of Star Wars. I liked it. I did not hear good things from the actual production crew a couple
Right.
of years ago. They were like,
Well, this is before the lockdowns, though, right? Or
yes.
okay.
Yes. So, but I did hear that Filoni was freaking out on set, like throwing things, ticked off. He was very frustrated with the higher ups. So, this was a couple of years ago, and they had already filmed a lot of stuff. I think they went back and they reworked some things. I know they did reshoots. I'm grateful because at least from what I've seen so far, they fixed whatever those problems were. I mean, look, if you liked the Explorers growing up, the Goonies, Flight of the Navigator, E.T., if you loved those movies and Star Wars, if you like Ewoks, you're going to love this.
I mean, that's pretty high. Like again, I've seen other people be as positive as you are on this, Danny, and I didn't see a lot of blowback on choices.
I think it's a generational thing. I think that the people that are about 10 to 15 years younger than me aren't going to get it as much. But if you were a kid in the 80s or your parents were kids in the 80s, you're going to like this. This is going to be for you.
Interesting. Who else got a chance to see this? I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't seen it, but I will say I wasn't planning on watching it. But after I got the A-OK from Danny right now, I think I'm gonna check it out because after what I heard about the Acolyte,
the Acolyte is a dumpster fire.
I was leaving off of Star Wars.
This is a bajillion times.
Yeah,
parsecs ahead of the Acolyte.
Okay.
The first episode,
I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah,
okay,
I saw it.
The resident Star Warsian here.
Well, Danny also is about as good as an expert at Star Wars as well. So I was in Danny's chat, Danny's comments on Facebook. I was like, I don't know. She was like, yeah. I
Yeah.
sat down on my couch. I said, I got nothing to do tonight. I turned on Disney Plus and I went to what popped up was the documentary of making a skeleton crew. I looked at it and I said, all right, you know what? I'm going to press play. This documentary is literally going to sell me if I'm going to watch this tonight or not.
Life of a Star
So I
Wars
sat
fan.
there and I watched the documentary, right? And John Watts comes out and John Favreau comes out, says it's a Goonies, Goonies and Star Wars, thing, and da 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 da. And they pretty much sold me the show with
Mm,
with that little documentary that's on Disney Plus. So I was like,
mm,
okay, cool. I'm gonna watch it. Watch the 2 episodes, and yes, I agree wholeheartedly with you, Danny, that if you are a fan of like the Ewok adventure style, them fun adventure shows
Mhm.
from the 80s, like E.T. and of course Goonies has got a lot of Goonie influences in the show. Even New Hope influences, the original Star Wars movie influences, even in the beginning of the first episode and all that stuff. I mean, it's just all over the
mhm.
place. A bunch of 80s, feel good stuff. Um, but I would warn you, if that is not your cup of tea, then this is not the Star Wars show for you. Like if you're not able to be like, yeah, okay, I understand that it's going to be a little goofy and a little, in that vein of Goonies and stuff like that. And if that's not your cup of tea, definitely your flavor, like things that you like, you will not like the show. Period. Like there's not, you don't try
But
and drink this show down with
no,
some Coke.
Right.
It's not gonna work.
those
You
are
know.
those are terrible people. If they don't like the feel good nature that I'm hearing
Some
the
people
show
are. Some
has,
people, there's a
they're,
lot of
they're,
people
they're
who are,
terrible people.
they're a little soft core on, that Empire Strikes Back feel, Andor, seriousness. You know what I mean? That's their
We
kind of
got
Star
room for
Wars,
both, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's
You
room
know?
I
for
was
both. And speaking of Ewok adventure, if
mm,
you look at the little guy who was their ferryman from the ship
Hmm.
to the
Yeah,
spaceport,
yeah.
that
He's
is
an Easter egg,
Teak
right? Yeah,
from
yep.
he's Teak from the Ewok adventure movie. I was like,
Mm,
oh, okay,
Oh wow.
okay.
yep.
So yeah, I like the
Mhm.
callbacks and again for the hardcore, Star Wars fans. I was waiting for that word of mouth too, Carlos. Right? Like, just
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna let y'all check
Yeah.
this out. Like, if it's
Yeah,
good,
and it's good. It's
I
entertaining.
give
It's
it a chance.
intriguing. The plot is intriguing to the Star Wars stuff that's going on post Return of the Jedi. Like where these kids are from and stuff like that. I won't ruin it for you. I'll let you guys
yeah,
experience for
Mm,
yourself. Like there's a
yeah.
lot of unanswered questions, things that
Mhm.
make you go, like where are these
okay.
people really? Like what is going on? You know
So
what I mean? So
now I'm feeling a little better because again I haven't watched the episode yet, but I reported it was probably a couple of weeks ago
yeah.
or a month ago. They're developing a spinoff with the Jude Law character. Is
Oh,
what I
okay.
was hearing. So
Of course they are.
if
Yeah,
his
yeah, of
character if it's
course.
going pretty good, I mean, I guess would there be a worthy spinoff? You think, or have you learned enough about him yet?
Oh
We
no, we
have
haven't
not.
learned enough about him yet.
No,
Okay,
Yeah.
not
okay.
yet. And
So
honestly, you
no,
guys
I'm
were with
intrigued.
me when we first experienced the Acolyte, the very first episode.
Yeah,
This this isn't even in the same
No, yeah, it's
star system
very high
as
quality. Yeah.
it's
Wow.
totally leaps and bounds, parsecs ahead of the Acolyte. This
Oh yeah.
is
Great.
the Acolyte you had to try. You were like,
Yeah,
okay, well, I can like this and not so much that. This is like I feel like a kid again.
Oh
I
wow.
feel like a kid again.
that's
This
good.
is the same feeling I would get watching any Amblin entertainment.
Mm.
So
No, I'm
five
looking forward to
stars.
checking this out. So I may, I'm gonna catch up before the new episodes, and I think what is it? What days does this come on? Wednesday,
Does it come
Thursday,
on
Tuesday, I
Wednesday,
think.
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
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 Okay.
We're gonna do Tuesdays.
Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely check this out. Appreciate y'all thoughts on that. Now, there's another series that's about to debut tomorrow. That's getting
Yay!
word of mouth as well. Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
I gotta say, my personal experience with this, when James Gunn first announced this, it's been like 3 years, I think, when he announced
Mhm.
this originally. And I was like, of all the things, I was like, okay, Brave and the Bold, and even Superman. I mean, yeah, you're doing these big characters, A-listers. The Creature Commandos, it's like, I was like, okay, Gunn, like really, like we're really gonna scrape the barrel of all DC characters. Like, what are we doing, bro? And so And then more information came out about it. And then they talked about the potential spinoffs and Easter eggs to a point where now I'm like, yo, I'm looking forward to seeing Creature Commandos. It's going to debut 2 episodes tomorrow on Max. Any Creature Commandos hype on the panel here?
I got some.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I'm just ready for a lot more DC content to start coming out now. You know, we're in the row. Let's keep it going. I think eventually, I think this was kind of cool because I was, obviously a big Smallville fan, and one thing that they I see nope in the chat.
No.
That's Neo.
It's not going to please everyone.
I think what eventually Creature Commandos or this whole organization, I think it's going to be like that chest organization that'll kind of be like how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was for Marvel.
Yeah.
I think that's what.
Oh, that was Checkmate.
Checkmate. Yeah, there you go.
Checkmate.
There you go. Checkmate. Yeah.
Love Smallville.
I think eventually it'll become that, and then that'll be like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. of DC. This is what
okay, I see what you're
Gunn
saying.
is trying to do. That's what I think. Anyway.
I look at with reviews and things like that. I don't put too much credence in critics reviews but there was an outlet that got to see these early episodes. Geek Vibes Nations. I'm real cool with a few people in that site and that account. And I kind of trust their angle with this when they're like, hey, no, they're like, this is DC. You're going to be interested in how this ties into the DCU world. I'm just like, bro, like if people are, laying it on like that, again, regular Shields, I knew they were going to love it before they even watched it. Like, oh, this is the best. But people that I know, I give a little more credence, obviously, and, y'all have different reviewers. Y'all kind of going to lean towards, and so Geek Vibe Nations is, I know them, a few of them personally. I'm like, hey, I'm ready to give us a chance. I'm actually ready. Get that a chance. So we'll see tomorrow. What are we? Some Creature Commander.
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be a decent watch.
Yeah. I trust those guys over there. So we'll see. I guess we may have time for a little trailer. This is another project. We got a trailer I want to bring up here. Do
you have the Superman trailer still? Are you about to drop it on us right now?
Exclusive. Exclusive.
I just heard yesterday they may throw it in front of Mufasa in about 10 days.
Yep. 16th.
So I will be very interested. I was going to check out
watch Mufasa.
Yeah, I was going to check it out anyway, and it's going to be online too. But still, that would be cool to see it in theaters. Actually, I actually wouldn't mind the first look, Superman. But no, that's not the trailer that we're going to talk about here. But let's see, we got someone guessed it. Snow White. Snow White has been. It's been a lot of discourse.
I feel like me and Danny are going to fight about this one.
It's been a lot of discourse about this film, and I'm really looking forward to your take. Now, I saw the previous trailer they had. Now, this was weird. Like, they had a trailer about 2 years ago, I think, even 3.
Right.
Then you had the lockdowns, and they pushed stuff back and things like that. Then they had a recent trailer they cut. It couldn't have been more than a week ago. And Rachel Zegler, I think is her name is. Ziegler. She gets just a little too chatty on social media, right? It just it kind of kills business. Even I know that. I know who. If I want to tick off certain people, I can, and so I don't mind. She's just like, I want to tick off half my audience. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Way to go.
Kind of chill out with that, but. Then they put out a little trailer after that or leaked out. And I thought the trailer was terrible. I just it didn't sell her. I'm not interested. Gal Gadot is the only thing that was keeping me holding on. I was like, Gal Gadot,
I want to see more Gal Gadot as the villain.
So this new trailer, though, I gotta say, I watched it already, and am I being easily swayed out here? Let's check this out here.
This was my father's
What's
kingdom,
going on with me?
a place of fairness.
She's just so insufferable.
It changed everything.
They lead with Gal, and I was like,
of course they
do. I was like, that was perfect. Sell Gal
The
Gadot.
people need some kindness.
More Gal Gadot villain
I really
roles.
don't remember
please.
you being this opinionated.
I thought this was very smart.
Mirror on the wall.
Gal, more
Who is the
gal.
fairest of them all?
This is definitely going to be a kids movie. Sammy's absolutely right about that. Oh, she even looks good as the villain.
I'm loving.
I'm
loving how
sold.
y'all
I've been sold. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm
I've been
saying.
sold.
I'm
I
been
have
sold.
issues with
This is a
the
perfect
dwarves.
trailer.
The queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
See, now you gotta sell the story because like you got me with Gal Gadot. I'm just gonna say it. so now, does this even look watchable?
I was
Parents
sold
always
last
said
trailer
this
too
forest was a
though.
magical place.
Yeah, something about that last trailer. I don't know. Just it was too much Rachel.
Yeah.
I'm a Rachel fan though.
Oh yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. Movies.
I'm
movies.
upset about the seven
We all make
dwarves
choices.
for a couple of reasons. The
We all make
VFX on it isn't polished.
I'm not minding the
It's
feel of this
uncanny
stuff.
uncanny
Yeah.
valley for me. And two, do you know, have any idea how many little people actors there are,
What did you
and they
think I
just put a
was,
bunch of them
that
out of
big
work?
Yeah.
Like, don't they deserve jobs too?
You'll be safe from the queen.
Are we trying
No.
to
The queen
hide
stole everything.
little
No,
people
make it AI.
from the public?
It's time to restore our kingdom.
All I'm saying is that
Listen, I have a
I-
form of dwarfism. It's a little personal for me.
I didn't feel corny with all that, like with the dwarves and her, and they're showing the prince. I thought the prince was written out of it, so I guess he's in it now.
Well, she said this isn't a story where the prince saves the girl. I'm like, but that's what we like about it, Rachel.
Yeah, but I mean like
Maybe some of us ladies are tired of doing all the work, and it would just be nice if the prince came and saved us once in a while. Like, what's wrong with that?
she was just trying to sell the movie, guys. I mean,
She's
I'm
just
okay
being
with it.
insufferable, like Cynthia
Well,
Erivo.
that was a terrible way to sell, Carlos.
I don't know.
I
That's a
like
skip
I like
for
the
me.
shots. I like the shots of the prince to show that okay, that he's in the film, guys. Right, so it's very subtle.
Look, there's a man.
They
No, that's a
they sold.
that's a
I
skipper
thought they
for me.
sold
I
this
don't know.
world. This is a skip for Speedy. I thought they sold this
Yep.
world to me. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I give this stuff a chance.
Hashtag jobs for little people actors.
I was seeing that. I was seeing the AI, the animated dwarfs. I was like, dang, that's tough against the midget actors, man. There's a bunch of them who are looking for jobs all the time.
Right? I mean, it's it was COVID, right? We'll blame it
The
on
little
COVID.
people.
Yeah,
Little people. Little people need jobs too.
We'll blame it on COVID.
I blame Peter Dinklage
COVID
because
is crazy.
Peter Dinklage went on this tirade about putting dwarves in Snow White. The seven dwarves would be offensive to little people. I'm like, are you stupid?
Are the
That-
little people saying it? This is the thing.
No,
The
Peter
people
Dinklage said that. No one else. Just
The
Peter
guy who
Dinklage.
just played a
So
goat.
he speaks for all.
He does not speak for all of us. No, he does not.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, midget is a word. Like,
Yeah.
did that become like toxic? Like,
Yeah, you're not allowed to. You're not
am
allowed.
I getting
to
No,
canceled
he's
right now?
saying- He
You're not allowed
was
to say
trying
midget.
to say that the role
Did we get
itself-
canceled already, Sil?
we got
Yeah.
canceled. I
He
can't
was
say
saying
midget.
that the role itself is offensive to little people,
The role. Okay.
and I'm like, are you stupid?
Did
Like,
we
that-
pull-
But to that notion, does that mean that the goats, they should have hired a goat for the what's it called? The Peter Dinklage, he just played the goat in the Wizard of Oz movie that just came out. What was that called? Wicked.
Ah.
Wicked. Yeah.
Listen, I'm
He
talking
played a
about
goat?
sentient, real people. I'm talking about real
So
sentient
did they
people.
poll all little people? I want a consensus on
Yeah.
is it okay to for this role or to say is the M word now? I can't say midget. Is that
Well,
a bad
midget,
word?
there's a difference between midget and dwarf. Dwarf, we aren't exactly proportionate. Like my arms and legs are shorter
Mm.
than my torso.
How
and
tall
everything.
are you?
Shut up. Very
I'm
short.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I am like 4'10". Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
So that's average.
so-
4'10" to 5'1" is an average height actually for a
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that I do like legitimately have forms of dwarfism. That's why I have so much surgery. But dwarfism is disproportionate. Your limbs are disproportionate.
Right.
Midgetism you are proportionate. You're just very tiny.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Just
That's
tiny,
the difference.
tiny people. Yeah, dwarf.
Tiny
That's a
people.
whole nother conversation that
Right.
I don't
The
even
point is,
know about.
Peter Dinklage was trying to say that the role of the seven dwarves, Happy, Grumpy, Sleepy, Dopey, all of them,
Mhm.
he was saying that using actual little people actors for those roles was offensive. I'm like, you're a moron. Because that is exactly what people with dwarfism are made for, are roles like that.
Yeah, we gotta get this community together, man. Y'all need to
Get them Disney checks, man.
y'all need to
boycott Snow White. Boycott it.
Yeah, little people actors deserve jobs. Just because the role is specifically for someone with dwarfism doesn't make it offensive.
Yeah.
It just
right.
Trying to erase that is what's offensive, because they're
I
real
agree.
people and they exist in this world. So not looking at them and hiding them from the public eye is more offensive than anything else, Mr. Peter Dinklage. I don't care how many awards you have.
So on that note, but so yeah, as far as Snow White though, that's what we were trying to talk about. Speedy already said he's out. I know you're great. You're great, Danny. You know, we're happy you're back. And Silos, what you pretty much have a crush on Rachel's.
I do. I ain't you know, movie wise, you know, I'm a fan of her movies. Anything else, that's.
But you don't hear her talk outside of the movie. That's probably
no. Like I just shut her off.
Good idea.
Yeah,
like just
I kick her out of my mind.
Just don't hear her talk. Don't hear her like personally. Like
yeah. Like I'm gonna go see the Y2K movie that's coming out this week. It's like a old school 90s type of movie. It looked cool. She's in it, so I'm watching it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just a big I'm happy to be back in the theaters. So like I'm out there watching everything, and it looked good. I saw the trailer for it on the big screen, and I was just like, damn it, I kind of want to check it out. But
Rachel Ziegler needs a fan, so I'm glad she has the one.
Since you mentioned the theaters, let's get rid of this here. Just this past week, I opened up the show talking about the box office, but did any of y'all go to the movies this past week or checked out Moana or Wicked or something?
I saw
Wicked.
Wicked, Gladiator 2.
Not since Gladiator 2. That was it.
Wicked, despite Cynthia Erivo really trying to keep me away from the movie, with that nightmare of a press tour those two did. It was like watching couples therapy. Every time you saw an interview with those two, it was like, they're in therapy again.
I was confused. Yeah, I was like, can we just talk about the movie? You know what I mean? Like, just sell me.
Let's just talk about the movie. But I am a big musical fan. And I love Wicked. And it was a good movie. It was well done. It was well produced. It was well acted. The music was good. Defying Gravity made me cry. Good stuff. My daughter loves Moana too, also.
Yeah, Moana's crushing it. Again, it's on pace to cross 1 billion. 1.2 billion is the pace that's on. So that's I love the first one, so I still got to see the second one. Actually, Marie was saying in the chat, the star of Wicked, like what was she saying? She was doing some virtual signaling stuff that
really bad,
just turning people off.
Really,
the worst thing for me was So for anyone who knows anything about Wicked before they did the film, Broadway has an incredibly famous poster for Wicked, and it's Elphaba with her hat kind of covering most her face except for her mouth, and then Glinda next to her with her hand covering her face, whispering into her ear. The movie did a similar poster, but Elphaba didn't have the red lipstick. You could see her eyes, and you could see Ariana Grande's face. So someone made a fan poster that looked exactly like the Broadway poster, and Cynthia Erivo said, "This is simply the most offensive thing I've ever seen in my life." And I'm like, really?
She made it about her.
This is the most offensive thing you have ever seen.
The old Broadway poster, the old Broadway poster was about the brand, right? It was about the brand. So they were recreating it, including her, and she made it about her. And it's like
about her personally, and it was a labor of love from the graphic artist. It really was.
Or maybe it was AI.
Then she went around every single interview
full circle
it about her. every single interview was therapy about Cynthia Erivo being a pansexual, non-binary African American woman,
That's
and
the
it was
thing.
just like,
I heard nothing about the movie. Right?
Exactly.
It's like that's what
You see,
tell
this is
me
why
about the movie.
this is why I'm a fan of the movies, and I just don't listen to them outside anymore. I've learned that a long time ago because, like,
That's how you're a fan of Rachel. I see.
yeah,
That.
exactly. You see, and I only look. Hey, to be honest, the only reason why I started doing that is because one of my faves, growing up, I was a big Smallville fan. Once I started to see how much Tom Welling actually hated Smallville, and until now he actually enjoys it, that hurt
Now he
me
enjoys it.
into my soul. So I was like,
He now enjoys
and
it.
that's not entirely his fault.
Well, yeah,
It
no,
was
no.
the production teams.
It killed his
fault.
career because he
Yeah,
got
yeah,
typecast,
yeah.
and so it was a little. Michael Rosenbaum, he went on to do a couple other projects. I'm a big fan of him, his acting. But yeah, I hear what you mean. Like I think that the lesson is with these films coming out that don't watch the press tours at all. Just
don't
watch the trailer, if that. And
Or
like,
at
don't
least
hear-
get a publicist on these people.
Yeah.
Like, get someone to babysit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. It just
I need a babysitter. I know.
I was ready. Now again, great word of mouth on the actual film Wicked though. So that's
Even
the thing that's
Neurotic
getting
said it was
lost. That's what's getting lost in all this. And so, like I said, I'm eventually going to check it out. It just I don't like being preached to, and so that's what kind of turned me off. The first couple weeks. So, but I'll check it out. And Gladiator. I'm just going to say that. Okay.
I've seen parts of it.
Spoilers, right? We're going to say spoilers. I know Speedy saw those.
Yep.
Now, according to the word of mouth, I had I had the cinema score here. It's actually a relatively low cinema score, and a lot of people thought maybe the third act after the turn, we're just going to go and say, Pedro Pascal gets taken out. Then the film just becomes something else after that, and it lost some people. Really? I don't know. What was your thought? Because with cinema score, anything under a B+ means it's divisive. They're upset with character choices, and when that happens domestically, you need it to do well internationally. That's why it's making money. Internationally, it's making its money. Mm-hmm. Back here in the States, not everyone's happy with the third act. What Ridley Scott did. Speedy, Carlos, we'll start with Carlos. Yeah, Carlos, what was your thoughts with that? And I thought it was fine, but I said real quick. I said earlier because we got that inciting event again. I thought the key to the film was Pedro Pascal versus Homeboy, the start of the film.
Paul Mescal.
Homeboy.
And once you get to that point, and the decision is made to take him out. Some people said Ridley Scott it was like Ridley Scott on acid act 3 and he just went off like choices made that a lot of people didn't like. So Carlos, what was your thoughts? I thought it was fine, but
I personally actually enjoyed that arc because like it showed. So to me, Denzel Washington's character, he reminded me of Littlefinger in Game of Thrones. He was in the background trying to orchestrate everything. And then when that happened, when Pedro Pascal got taken out, like that's when everything that he's been trying to do the whole entire film, it literally just erupted. And he was like, that's why he started taking everybody out in that film. So like I feel like that like just exploded it because it holds so much and showed like how it tied in the original film to the new film. Like, and then his whole story on why it was so important that he stood with Russell Crowe's wife, Maximus's wife. It was just great. I liked it.
Queen of Politics.
Just booty call.
Yeah.
I personally, maybe I need to watch it again, but it felt like, did we really need this sequel? It just
no.
It feel like I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it again, but it just didn't blow my skirt up.
The story was still, like you said, Carlos, like once you get to that point, he's building up the whole story to the point where when Pedro Pascal goes down, that's what he was setting this whole film up for. Like, but it just, again, it's just according to, again, word of mouth, that turned some people off. The third Speedy, you seem to disagree. You seem high on this film.
I enjoyed it. But I understand the criticisms of it. It's more the same. Did we really need it?
Yeah.
A New Yorker in Rome. I mean, I understand it. But
Hey, that's
I
Denzel.
actually enjoyed it though. Yeah, I
Hey,
enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything.
yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard to see Denzel Washington be the antagonist. You just think about all his other roles where he's been,
Oh, I watched Denzel
mean.
do
You
anything.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
watched Denzel
it,
do
it
anything.
I can't put it like in top 3 Denzel territory. I mean, it's good. He's great in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're thinking of Training Day and Hurricane
Mhm.
and
I
all
think
the
Yeah,
what
stuff
yeah.
made
he's
it.
done.
I think what made it
The
work.
delivery of his antagonist character, no matter who he's playing, is
Yeah.
usually the same. That's
It was
the issue.
Alonzo in Rome. Yeah, that he became
Yeah,
that in the third act.
yeah, yeah. A little bit. But I appreciate it, and I still enjoyed it, and I think that third act, I guess, derail for other people, but I think it was a
Yeah.
plot twist that tells you, okay, this movie's going here now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it went
You
there.
know? Yeah.
Definitely went there. So
So
yeah,
I
man,
was here
like I
for
say,
it. I enjoyed it. You know?
it's worth a watch. There seems
Yeah.
to be a lot of people that probably didn't decide to see it. Again, with the domestic is just over 100 million.
Right.
Not bad, but the budget is 300 million. So they do got to
Mhm.
make more money here.
Mhm.
It's worth a
I
watch.
think the fights in comparison to the last Gladiator are just so well done and so intriguing.
Well, with the
All the action.
Coliseum, that was a character
Yeah.
in itself in the movie. Like they were
Yeah.
using
Yeah,
that with the
almost.
water and everything. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not close to the first film. I can accept that. It's
No,
not. The first
no,
film was
it's not.
engrossing. Yeah, the first
Yeah.
film was really engrossing. This here without Denzel, and I know it's not fair to say, oh, if you take this away, but really, if Denzel wasn't in this film, I would be like, it'd be a little bore fest
Yeah.
because Pedro Pascal was kind of written one way.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really his strongest. I love what Pedro Pascal does here, but I'm just saying, wasn't one of his strongest performances. But that was his character. He was just like, I'm this, that's me. That's it.
Denzel always
And-
brings that gravitas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With Pedro, like, I didn't feel myself like cheering for him or nothing. I just was very monotone with him the entire
Right.
film. And then
It's just
when his
a
fighting scenes
placeholder of a
happened,
character.
yeah, like if they would have built him up a little bit better, then that turn could have meant more. It really didn't mean nothing. It was just like, okay, shit hits a fan. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Like that.
much.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, he especially making him kill the wife of the main
first
guy.
scene,
the first scene. Like you thought, building up to that fight sequence. So I do understand that much, but then
Yeah.
he pretty much word vomits to him like, I was gonna save you last night, and then it just that's where
I didn't like they should have what they should have did with Pedro, just make him that badass. Like he kills his wife. First scenes, I'm thinking like, oh, Pedro's gonna be out here murking people, right?
Yeah.
But he was like, no, I'm it's like, nah, like you killed her. Let's kill everybody. Then when they kill you, then maybe it'll make more sense. But I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of that part of it. So we'll see. They are trying to set up a third one. I don't think they need.
Oh no.
Not
We don't need
necessary.
it.
With that. So anyway, we're gonna wind this down. Speedy's still driving. No, I'm just playing. We're gonna wind this down.
Yeah.
Bring in Florida man.
Yep.
Well, you in traffic, Speedy? Is that what's going on?
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's all
Oh, my
those
goodness.
toll
Traffic.
the toll roads.
Yeah.
Slow roads. I'm a lot transit because I live in the Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete metropolitan area. So I work in St. Pete, but I live in Tampa. Yeah. So that's normally on a good day, it's a 25-minute drive. But right now,
not a
in
good
the
day.
way that
It's
it's not a good day today.
Not a good day.
Oh,
It's like if I drove to Orlando, which is like an hour. I'm just leaving work.
That's deep.
Yeah.
As
Someone
we
call
round
Ice
this
Cube.
out,
Speedy's not having a
as
good
we,
day.
as we
No
round
speed.
this down,
I have it because I'm with y'all. Yeah.
links,
Hey.
links in the description. Links in the description for I mentioned the DC channel. I'm going to be following up with the Creature Commandos reactions over there. Appreciate the Patreon. Links in the description for that as well. Danny, you've been doing a couple watch parties, right? What you been
Oh
doing?
yeah, we're doing a Dune Prophecy watch party. We're halfway through it. I'm loving that show. I'm a huge Dune fan. Love
Mhm.
Dune. And this show is really killing it. So definitely watch that with us on Sundays.
Sundays.
8:45 Eastern time. Hi, Jizzy. And I don't know, we might do some Skeleton Crew. I don't know. But I do have
Not
a new
committal.
video dropping in the next week or so. It's called The Secret Mission of Sci-Fi. Put a lot of love, a lot of work into that.
Cool.
If you were enjoying that AI conversation, then that will definitely be right up your alley.
Yeah, if anyone came to this stream late, like definitely go back to the beginning. I was playing the interview from Wired, aka Skynet, was trying to convince Zack Snyder to submit to AI, to cancel his job. Basically, it
To
was
call AI a person.
as crazy as that sound. That's really what happened. Check that interview out, but also check out Danny's channel. Links in the description for her as well. And so with Skeleton Crew, Danny, like you want to kind of just enjoy the show, not commit to a watch party, or how you feel
I
about it?
might do some because I feel like I just with Agatha and Acolyte, it's like I didn't really get great ones to do
Okay.
watch parties with.
Right.
The Agatha ones were fun, but still it was just kind of like, okay, I was hoping for more excitement, and Skeleton Crew seemed to have that vibe. Dune definitely does. Ugh, you guys gotta
Okay.
watch that with us
Cool.
sometime.
Yeah, well, Agatha, like it was like I took a couple weeks off of that show and then I caught
And
back
didn't miss
up.
it.
Yeah, it was just like then
Yeah.
at the end it's like, okay, they're setting up Wiccan. Okay, great. Like I watched all this for that. All right, great. So but no problem with that show. But yeah, we gotta check you on your Dune watch party. So we'll go over there and check out Danny's channel for that. Carlos, what you gearing up, man?
So for the month of December, I've been doing a Christmas movie marathon. So this week we started actually on Sunday on the 1st. We started with Elf, then I did Fred Claus, did Bad Santa yesterday, and tonight we're doing Bad Santa 2. And then with that also we started Walking Dead, the Telltale game. Started with season 1. So I've been doing that, and then just recording. I have a live stream basketball games that I've been doing. I have my final game tomorrow at 8. And yeah, man, just been and sports on
And
Sundays.
Sunday nights, basically during Sunday night football, I'll just say it like that.
Yeah.
Just come check us out on Night Views. That's the sports channel me and Carl's got going. We cover a lot of the NFL, mixing a little NBA when it's interesting. As well, link in the description for the sports podcast, the Still Abdul Sports, Night Views. Again, I mentioned my DC channel, Danny's channel. I think we got to get Carlos' channel down below. We'll have to fix that. We got Speedy's links as well too. Anything else you want to shout out, Speedy, as you wait?
No, not much. Just check out the live show on my channel on Mondays, 8:30, Geek Culture Congress podcast. Or if you just want to consume the audio version of it, you can find it wherever you listen to your podcasts. And yeah, that's all we got going on. And the occasional Voltron live action update. I'm trying to do different things on my channel, so I'm doubling down with the Voltron thing. Hopefully it'll be good.
Production information is going to be coming out soon. Yeah, it's going to be a lot to talk about with Voltron. They're really hyping that up, man.
Yeah, I'm doubling down with it on the channel. So yeah.
Also, shout out to Taladia. We have our Power Ranger show that we do on Thursday nights, where we pretty much recapping all things Power Rangers and stuff. So yeah,
great. Definitely support all the content creators. Again, we're happy that Danny's back for sure. I took it easy on her. Next week we're back. We're back to ribbing each other. But,
I'm back from my horrible experience on set.
Oh wow.
It was terrible.
That could be a whole video right there. But this weekend coming up, as I mentioned, the Creature Commandos, we got the new DC Studios podcast. I'll be covering that on the DC channel. It's going to be coming on Max. And then CCXP this weekend, we'll be talking about that as well on probably the DC channel as well too. Much love to everyone on the panel. everyone in the chat. Sil Nation, we got to get out of here, man. All right.
Peace.
Stay tuned.
Still Abdul ink to speak true as he bring the news. Coffee talk, stay brew, kick back, get real comfortable. Here to stay, no on delay, make sure I be's informed. On the road, on the go, playing ball on that pavement floor. It's the lifestyle right now, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Guaranteed all week's going to always be on time. That's my word, y'all heard from Il Divino Vega's mouth. What's that worth much more than what these networks talk about?